Happy morning, Miss Horizon. So, binabati ko lang yung mga lahat ng DOST scholars at yung would-be scholars kasi i-announce na namin ang result ng undergraduate examination this coming Sunday. No? So, study well and do the best that you can be para naman ma-fulfill yung mga pangarap nyo para sa sarili nyo, sa pamilya at sa bayan natin.
Good morning, muli Miss Horizon J. So narito tayo sa PICC na kung saan gaganapin dito ang DOST-SEI Media Conference and Scholarship Programs. Yung mga programa nito ay pinapakita at ina-update tayo kung ano nga ba ang magandang balita para sa ating mga scholars sa ating bansa. So tinalakay dito yung DOST-SEI Scholarship Program, yung mga klase ng programa na ipinapakita ayon sa Republic Act number 7687 na also known as the Science and Technology Scholarship Act of 1994 na dapat mabigyan ng mai-provide itong scholarship na mga talented natin, mga deserving na mga estudyante at mga pamilya hinggil doon sa socio-economic status does not exceed the set cut-off values of certain educators, and qualifiers must pursue priority fields of study and the basic science, engineering, other applied science and mathematics teaching. At tinalakay rin itong junior level science scholarship o yung tinatawag na JLSS program na ang tema nito ay mai-provide sa mga scholarship yung finance education para nga doon sa mga talented at mga deserving na mga estudyante natin sa third year ng college and yung iba pa na mga dapat nila makamit itong junior level science scholarship. At sa pangatlo naman ay tinalakay rin itong human resources and S&T research paper at napakahalaga nitong HRST dahil itong publication seek to provide relevant measures needed to develop and strengthen the S&T human capital of the Philippines. So napakahalaga nito dahil pagka humanitarian ang pinag-uusapan. Kaya nariyan yung estimate number, yung describe ng ST sa terms of age, sex, marital status, occupation, and educational background, yung asserting the disaggregation and geographic spread or HRST, and yung iba pa na characterize the number of HRST na relevant ito sa democratic and geographic statistics. And happy news para dito sa mga mahilig mag-filmmaking dahil meron silang Indie-Siyensya Filmmaking Competition. Yung Indie-Siyensya Filmmaking Competition is one of the institute programs which aims to promote science and technology culture among the youth and public using film as a medium. So pakinggan ito at yung mga gustong sumali sa filmmaking at yung iba pa na tinalakay dito sa naganap na media conference, yung Project Star International Conference, yung third DOST-SEI Project Star and International Conference nung last August 23 to 25, 23 sa naganap sa New World Hotel Makati. Yung Project Star at 10 celebrating gains of the past, exploring opportunities of the future. And tinalakay rin yung communicating STEAM through children's storybooks. So yung mga kabataan natin, maliliit na mga kabataan, mag-i-enjoy po rito. Kaya mga mamis, huwag po tayo mag-alala dahil may inihanda ang DOST-SEI para sa mga maliliit na mga bata, 6 to 8 years old children. So, meron din itong NYSTIF, tinalakay na rin yung National Youth Science Technology Innovation Festival. Ito po ay kailangan ma-organize at ma-promote ang mga activities ng Department of Science agencies para maging one big event for greater reach and impact. It will showcase innovative projects by young and budding scientists and demonstrate fun experiments that Filipino children can perform on their own. Ultimately, it seeks to raise the interest of Filipino youth in science and technology. Kaya maganda rin lang nga naman para makuha yung interest ng mga kabataan sa siyensya at teknolohiya. Kaya gano'n na lamang ang pagsisikap ng DOST-SEI. Kaya ito na riyan kasama sa mga guest dito sa media conference. Diyan si Dr. Josette Biyo, Director ng DOST-SEI, and Mr. Peter Jerry Gavina, Chief SRS STD, and Dr. Randolf Sasota, OIC STMERPD, and Miss Cynthia Gaya, OIC CEID, and Philip Bo, Chief Administrative
Anything else?
Officer. Right,
Let us acknowledge the presence of DOST-SEI's Director, Dr. Josette Biyo. Good morning, ma'am. Dr. Renato Solidum would love to attend our program today. However, he needs to attend another equally important event abroad, but he sends his thanks to our friends from the media. We would also like to recognize all our friends from the media. From DCII, Mary, let us welcome the Director of DOST-SEI, Dr. Josette Biyo.
Partners na malaki ang tulong para ma-promote ang magandang balita ng DOST-SEI. Hindi lang yung scholarship programs, but other programs as a committee. The Chief of the Scholarship Division, Mr. Peter, in charge of the Science Education and Innovation. And the Officer in charge of the Science Promotion, Research and Manpower Division. Education Institute, isa lang ito sa mga ahensya ng Department of Science and Technology Human Resource Arm ng DOST. In other words, yung mathematics, resource learnings na dinidevelop ng Institute. We also conduct researches on S&T Human Resources para alam natin ilan pa ang kailangan ng Pilipinas na STEM human resource at saka nakakatulong din ito sa pag-improve natin ng mga policies para paigtingin pa ang mga programa ng DOST-SEI RA 10612. Sa pagbigay natin ng scholarship, may quota yan, no? More or less mga 40% niyan are students belonging to, pero yung category dyan talaga is yung annual income nila ng family, nasa merit na sila, no? Merit dahil napakataas ng score nila sa ating exam. But majority, more than 300,000, and many of these scholars are studying in state colleges and universities in the regions, also here at the National Capital Region. May RA 10612 tayo na programa na nag-start siya, no? Yung batas na yan ay pina-implement nung nagkaroon tayo ng K-12 program. So third year na ang mga scholars dyan nang mag-umpisa ng scholarship kasi ina-envision tayo, pero yung kanilang kontrata nagsasabi na upon graduation, magturo sila sa high school ng any STEM subjects. And after fulfilling their service obligation, pwede na silang lumabas sa teaching, pursue their other courses like engineering. Pero kung gusto nila na magpanatili sa teaching profession, then they can get a licensure exam. Ang kaibahan lang ng RA 10612 na yan is we are working in cooperation with the Department of Education. Kami ang nagbibigay ng scholarship, pero pagka-graduate nila, may plantilla position na yan, ha-hire sila ng DepEd at i-deploy sila sa mga schools, kanilang probinsya o regions para magturo. Programs, no? Program or ASTHRDP, MS and PhD scholarships yan in all areas of science and math, whether pure or applied. Engineering research and development for technology for engineers na gusto pa rin mag-pursue ng graduate studies. Then for teachers naman, capacity building program in science and math education, MS in science, mathematics education, PhD, gano'n, no? And ang DOST personnel, kung nagtatrabaho ka sa DOST, pwede ka rin mag-pursue ng graduate studies through our DOST Human Resource Development Program. Sa mga consortium universities na yan, no, they are our delivering institutions. Pero mayroon pa rin tayong relatively new program na tinatawag nating Project Strand. Yan ay hindi regular members ng consortium pero tinutulungan natin sila, pinapaaral yung kanilang faculty members, at kung may mga existing graduate programs, tinutulungan din natin sila by giving few or limited slots, scholarship slots to their graduate students. And eventually, they can become a regular member of the consortium. For areas na strong dito sa Pilipinas at kinakapacitate pa lang natin yung university scholarship program tayo. Yan naman, pinapaaral natin sila sa abroad, no? In areas na not really very strong in the Philippines like artificial intelligence, data analytics, even in the areas of virology, immunology, and some areas of agriculture na wala tayong mga experts, no, or expertise. So we also invest in Filipinos by allowing them to pursue MS or PhD in other countries. Next slide, 460 ang total na sinusuporta ng SEI. So 50,518 at the undergraduate level. Almost 4,000 universities tayo for local graduate scholarship programs. Ibig sabihin, dito sila pwede mag-enroll at mag-aral. For ASTHRDP, 11 universities siya, no? Located mostly in Metro Manila. But we also have from Visayas, like UP Visayas, Visayas State University, and Mindanao, we have MSU Iligan Institute of Technology, and also PhD. At saka yung mga researches nila dapat maka-align sa harmonized research agenda ng DOST. Okay. Next slide. Next slide. For capacity building program for regular members of the consortium, pero kinakapacitate natin. Strand 1, we have 4 here, nag-i-invest tayo sa faculty nila. Pinapaaral natin ang faculty nila, whether locally or abroad, in the hope that they can also deliver our graduate programs. Strand 2, may existing graduate programs na sila, pero kailangan pa rin buhayin yung program. And we do that by giving scholarships, limited slots, no? But many universities would opt to implement both Strand 1 and Strand 2 para mas mapabilis. Pinapaaral ang faculty, at the same time, binibigyan na ng scholarship yung mga estudyante. Ngayon, yan ang mga financial benefits na tinatanggap ng ating scholars. Later on, kung may developments man, si Mr. Peter Gavina ang mag-anunsyo, no? Okay. Ang napakalaking tulong dyan ay monthly allowance ng undergrad students natin, which is 7,000 per month. Sa MS naman, that's 25 per month. PhD is 33,000 per month. Ang undergraduate natin may thesis allowance na basta may proposal sila, they can be immediately given 10,000, MS 60,000, and PhD 100,000. Outright grant yan, walang liquidation. Basta lang may mga proposal, bigay ka agad yung grant na yan for them to use. May clothing allowance, may sa graduate students natin, kung hindi pa kulang ang 60,000 or 100,000, they can still request more. Pero this time, yung mga additional support na yan, may liquidation na, no? As much as 225,000 for MS and 475,000 for PhD na pwede pa nilang magamit. They are all insured at may transportation allowance na once a year if they are studying outside of their home province. Next slide. Priority areas tayo for foreign scholarship sa mga pinapaaral natin abroad. Culture, aquatic and natural resources, along health, and along industry and emerging technology. May mga consortium universities din tayo or may mga partner universities tayo in other countries, no? What do I mean na may mga partner universities? May mga university kasi katulad ng France or UK na pag pinadala natin ang scholars natin doon, hindi tayo nagbabayad ng tuition. Nililibre nila. So, ang binabayaran lang natin yung monthly stipend nila, book allowance. No? May mga countries naman na may mga co-funding arrangement. Like for example, may padala kang 5 scholar, 5 lang babayaran mo, 2 ililibre nila, no? May mga ganong mga partnership. Or may mga country naman, or may mga universities na, kasi pag nag-aral ka sa ibang universities abroad, mas mahal ang tuition pag ikaw ay foreign scholar. So may mga universities na hindi na naglalagay ng top up, no, for our scholars. So maganda yung may mga bilateral agreements or may mga MOUs or MOAs tayo with other universities, and especially natutulungan nila ang admission and even visa processing ng ating mga scholars. Next slide. So, sa ating 492 MS and PhD scholars, they are studying in 29 countries. And if you can see there, I think the top 3 countries na marami tayong scholars ay, we have Australia, we have UK, and I think Japan. No? Doon ang pinakamarami nating mga scholars pumupunta. A few of them in the US. No? Sa Taiwan naman, meron tayong agreement with Taiwan. May mga sandwich program tayong tinatawag. Dito sila nag-aaral sa ating consortium universities, pero pag mag-research na sila, pumupunta sila sa abroad at doon sila gumagawa ng research kasi mas maganda din na may outside exposure. In the case of Taiwan, pagdating ng scholar natin doon para magtrabaho sa kanilang mga laboratories, sila pa ang nagbibigay ng monthly allowance. So, ganung mga suporta ang nakukuha natin from other countries. Meron pa ba? Privileges nila, okay. No? So, if you have seen here, we invest about 2.6 million per scholar per year. But depende yan kung saan country. Some lower than that. But for full scholarship, binabayaran natin ng school fees. Ang pinakamalaki dyan yung monthly living allowance nila, which would also depend sa cost of living in that particular country. We give them book allowance, thesis or dissertation allowance if needed. But in most of our scholars studying abroad, sinasagot na yan ng university. Now, hindi tayo nagbabayad ng dissertation allowance. Then, we pay for their transportation, pre-travel expenses, which includes mga medical or mga visa fees. Then, nagbibigay tayo ng relocation allowance for all scholars para pagdating nila sa isang bansa, meron na silang magagamit. And they are all insured. I think this is my last slide. The rest of, meron tayong mga international collaboration. No? So, marami tayong collaboration with Australia Center for International Agricultural Research and going yan. Yan naman, sinasagot ng agency na yan ang tuition ng ating mga scholars. Griffith University and going yan, may percentage din yan na sasagutin nila. So may percentage din yan na tayo, co-funding yan. James Cook University, Queensland University of Technology, marami na tayong scholars dyan, co-funding mechanism din yan. Then Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology. Bawat isang university dyan may specialization, whether on health, artificial intelligence, agriculture, or whatever, na hindi pa malakas dito sa Philippines. Then yung sinasabi kong France, and going yan, marami tayong scholars dyan kasi libre, no? We do not pay tuition fees. And the French government, nagpa-facilitate pa yan ng visa processing ng ating mga scholars. Then we have collaboration also with Osaka University, Nagoya University in Japan. Although sa Japan, meron tayong almost 50 plus scholars studying in like 20 universities. Then Canada, Malaysia, it's in petroleum engineering. Yan ang pinakamalapit kasi na university specializing in petroleum engineering. At tinutulungan natin ang faculty members ng Palawan State University kasi sila may pinaka-mature program in petroleum engineering. And of course, we have collaboration with UK. Our scholars study there, hindi tayo nagbabayad ng tuition. We just pay the monthly allowance. Okay, next slide. Here, if you have questions later on,
of our country, and of course, our next generation. Since its establishment, DOST-SEI has been an enabler of dreams of our young and inspiring Filipino youth. DOST.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, everyone. So I break 2023 DOST-SEI undergraduate scholarships examination. So on your screen is the number of examinees from 2013 to 2023, increasing trend from 2013 to 2021. Unfortunately, due to COVID-19 pandemic, we had a encountered difficulty in securing and dahil na-ease na po yung mga restrictions in 2022, pataas na po uli yung trend natin starting 2023. Okay? So we announced the availability of the scholarship. Application was in December 2022. We had the qualifying examination po last March to COVID-19 pandemic. We have to observe a certain protocol po. That's why we hold the examination for 2 days. Total of 79,585 examinees for the OST. And this year, we have the OWA as a rider po dun sa ating examination. And they had 4,704 examinees. We had a total of 243 testing centers nationwide. And we also had testing centers in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for the OWA examinees. So ito po yung modifications dun sa ating examination this year. So before, we hold the examination in a large space po. So accommodating at least 300 examinees. But this year, due to COVID-19 pandemic, in-observe natin yung physical distancing. So we had a modification dun sa setup wherein we accommodate 30 to 40 examinees per testing room. So para po hindi kumalat, if ever meron mang infected dun sa ating mga examinees, hindi po maapektuhan lahat ng examinees dun sa particular testing center. And we also had additional testing personnel. Nag-hire tayo ng mga medical personnel to check dun sa body temperature ng ating mga examinees and to check kung meron silang antigen test or vaccination card. And we had 4 sets of test booklet para maiwasan din yung pagkalat ng virus. So 1:1 po yung ating test materials for the examinees. Okay, next slide. As you can see, Region 4A had the number. And sa baba po natin, nandyan yung BARM, CAR, Region 9, and Region 4B. Okay, next slide. For 11,000. So, qualifiers. But we are only announcing 9,776 names. You need to validate some information. We requested them to resubmit to us certain documents to determine if they are really eligible of the scholarship and tempo. And of course, the list will be posted at our website po at www.sei.dost.gov.ph. Announcement ng qualifiers for the regular DOST-SEI undergraduate scholarship program. Ibig sabihin, yung mga papasok po as first-year college student by first semester of academic year 2023 to 2024. We are also announcing the availability of scholarship under the Junior Level Science Scholarship Program. As mentioned by Dr. Biyo kanina po, we had 2 entry points po. One is for the first year and another one is for the third year. So this one is for the third year. So who's eligible to apply for the scholarship? Regular second year college student enrolled in a DOST at identified universities in the second semester of academic year 2022 to 2023. So, meron lang po tayong criteria kung saan po pwede pumasok yung ating mga scholars. That is, the university must be a state college or university po. And then a private university certified by CHED as Center of Excellence or Center of Development or with PAP Level 3 accreditation for the particular program kung saan sila enrolled. Another one must have a general weighted average of at least 83% or its equivalent and with no conditional or failing mark from the first semester of first year until the first semester of their second year in college, including the mid-year terms if they are enrolled. And then another one must be a natural-born Filipino citizen, must be of good moral character and in good health, and have not applied for a DOST-SEI scholarship before, or have applied for the DOST-SEI scholarship but did not qualify to the scholarship, or had qualified for the DOST-SEI scholarship but did not avail of the award. So the forms are downloadable when the applicant visit the e-application system at www.science-scholarships.ph. So all forms are downloaded by the authorities. So nandiyan po, Certificate of Good Moral Character, Good Health, Certificate of Program of Study and Year Level, Certificate of Residency, this is important, RA 7687. So we have a ring for RA 7687. And then the commitment to return service for merit and RA 7687 and RA 10612. So as mentioned by Dr. Biyo po kanina, yung RA 10612 scholar graduates natin, they have to teach in any of the secondary high schools all over the country after completion ng kanilang degree. For RA 7687 and merit government or private sectors within the country po. And then applicants certification as a not a DOST scholar prior to the application. Applicant or parent declaration, this is important because the parents and the applicant have to certify that all information provided po ay correct, and any misinformation provided would mean disqualification from the scholarship. And other requirements po on your screen. So the deadline for filing of application is on July 28, 2023. And the date of exam will be on August 26 to 27, 2023. And we hope to announce the list of qualifiers on October 29, 2023. So we hope you could help us disseminate this information. Okay. We are also announcing the availability of scholarship. Discuss po kung ano yung pagkakaiba ng ating mga scholarship programs. So ang deadline for filing of application for the first semester of academic year 2023 to 2023. The applicant must be a Filipino citizen, not be more than 50 years old at the time of application, for graduate studies at any of the consortium member universities, not a recipient of other scholarship program, not have a criminal or administrative case, and have at least 2 years teaching experience in science and mathematics for PhD, or have at least 1 year teacher experience, or have graduated with academic honors or graduated as DOST-SEI scholar. Pero yung last bullet po would only apply for applicants to the CBP SME scholarship program, dun po sa ating mga teaching professionals. So these are the documentary requirements. We have the application form, photocopy of the permit to study, if employed, and then a certificate of health status and BA clearance in any notice identified universities, and endorsement from 2 former professors. So candidates to the graduate scholarship program must seek admission from the university. We have staff deployed in the universities. If they file for application, they have to contact po yung ating mga staff na nasa university. Selection process, evaluation of the accomplished application form and requirements located in each of the member universities po ng ating graduate scholarship consortia. Final screening that includes interview and selection of qualifiers by the consortium technical and selection committee. So ito pong number 1 and number 2 ay nangyayari po yan sa mga universities natin. So once they have already shortlisted the candidates, they have to endorse it sa DOST-SEI for validation of documentary requirements vis-a-vis the criteria for eligibility. And once we find the endorsement correct and complete, we will have it endorsed to the DOST Secretary for approval. And once the list of qualifiers is approved, it's already considered final and unappealable. So the duration of the scholarship for masters, we have 2 years po. And for the doctoral program, we have 3 years in some PhD program, wherein the scholar will have to pursue the graduate studies for some universities 3 years, and for other universities 4 years naman po. Okay, so I guess that's the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Sasota. Among the resources of a country, what is the most important one to develop? Ano ba ang pinakamahalagang yaman na dapat pagyamanin? And the obvious answer is yamang tao. Okay. Dr. Biyo, the main goal of our programs is actually national development. So mahalaga po sa amin na bantayan yung datos kung dumadagdag ba yung S&T professionals. And we have been like to discuss with you definition kasi may dalawang main science and technology or tinatawag na HRST. Ano nga ba ito? Next slide please. Manual na dinevelop ng Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development or first is in terms of education, yung listahan ng mga degrees, college degrees na kinoconsider na S&T. And then the second one, in terms of occupation, next slide, HRST education, and then the next one is HRST occupation. So may listahan din, ano yung mga listahan ng S&T occupation fields. So ito po yung mga listahan, mathematicians, physics, life science, architects, computer professionals, health professionals, engineering, and of course, kasama po yung nursing and midwifery professionals according to this manual. So, ano ang pagkakaiba po? Kasi ang next slide. Siguro ang common or the most popular na datos ng DOSTP. So, anong pagkakaiba ng HRST sa R&D personnel? Ang R&D personnel ay of course yung nag-undertake ng R&D activities. So yung RHST, mas malawak siya. All research and development personnel are doing R&D, but not all human resource in science and technology are doing R&D. So mas malawak po yung HRST kaysa sa R&D personnel. Next slide. So to provide relevant data and analysis, the Science Education Institute used census data, as mentioned earlier, collected by the Philippine Statistics Authority about basic demographics, social and economic characteristics of country's household population. So may tanong po dun sa census, kung na-census na po kayo, ano yung occupation, ano yung educational attainment. So yun po yung main variables tinignan natin, tapos kinlassify natin S&T or non-S&T. Significance ng ating pagkalap ng datos. So mainly, to provide evidence or basic, next slide, data. So ito na po yung data natin. From 1990 to 2015, lahat yan sa census. And then the yellow one, or the golden yellow, yun yung mga professionals, both non-S&T and S&T. And the lowest one, around 2%, yun lang po yung S&T professionals. So around 2% of all working people. So we really need more things to do to elevate that number. Just to kolatilyo lang po, yung S&T professionals, not necessarily lahat yan is scholars, nag-contribute lang po tayo dun sa S&T professionals. Next slide. So ano naman yung So ang pinakamarami health through the years and then engineering fields with an aggregate share of 82.8%. And meanwhile, mathematics, statistics, physical sciences as well as life sciences are still the fields with the lowest number of S&T workers with share less than 1%.
So marami pa talaga tayong kailangan gawin. Next. Siguro may tatanong nyo, nasaan sila? Nasaan sila? So geographically, the S&T workforce is still concentrated in Luzon, specifically in NCR with over 250,000 S&T workers, Region 4A with almost 180,000 S&T workers, and Region 3 with over these three regions alone hold most 60%, so more than half of the total are in line with the previous HRST release of the Institute, where the S&T human resources in the country were defined only in terms of occupation, yung pangalawang definition ng HRST. So anong bago dito sa 2015 na update? So gusto natin tignan, meron ng educational attainment at saka yung ilang porsyento yung talagang merong S&T degrees. Not necessary lahat yun ay nasa S&T occupation. So, lalawak, kung mapapansin nyo doon, mas malawak, 3.2 million yung merong degree in S&T. So, mas malawak siya. Pero mas maliit lang yung nasa occupation. So, isang mahalagang tignan din yun. Marami naman na mga merong S&T degrees, pero hindi po lahat ay nasa occupation na S&T. Okay. So we hope that you anticipate these updates. The HRST 2015 updates will be available soon on the official website of DOST-SEI. So to answer, of course, the post question a while ago, ang yamang tao ang tunay na mahalaga among organized resources.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sasota. Aside from providing scholarships to our young people, DOST-SEI is also implementing other programs and projects that hone our students holistically and capacitate our teachers to improve the delivery of science. As part of the thrust to promote enculturation of science, and it is our goal to develop, train, and provide our science teachers with the right kind of tools to help them hone and train our future scientists and scholars to share with us our current programs for science education.
With you some important activities that are... So first on the list is that we will host. It's called the third Project Stars at 10. Celebrating gains of the past, exploring opportunities of the future. And that will be held on August 23 to 25, 2023 at the New World Hotel, Makati, Philippines. So this will be in hybrid form. Okay. So this conference seeks to gather educators, education policy makers, and experts in the Philippines and in the global arena to discuss and share ideas on the current state of international science and mathematics education. So it also seeks to continue Project STAR. Incidentally, Project STAR, or Science Teacher Academy for the Regions, is celebrating its 10th year anniversary. So Project STAR's goal of capacitating and empowering the Filipino teachers by exposing them to innovations in STEM education, especially in this current time. Okay, so there will be 7 plenary sessions on the topics 21st century learning, assessment, futures thinking in STEM education, artificial intelligence, brain care, and cognition. Aside from that, there will be 10 workshops and 35 research paper presentations on the following strands: instructional materials, wellness, action research, teaching and learning, innovation, and assessment. So, although the conference is by invitation only to around 350 selected science and math teachers all over the country, the plenary sessions will be live streamed through Facebook page of the Science Teacher Academy for the region. So watch out for this international conference. The next slide is
So
about,
SEI initiated the development of storybooks for 3 to 6
stories were written by child development experts from the UP College of home economics, and illustrated by local artists. So we saw an important aspect of education, the role of children's storybooks in science and mathematics. As we all know, fostering a love for these subjects at an early age is crucial for building a strong foundation in STEM education. So other than that, storybook reading enhances children's learning by encouraging the development of several skills that are important to the child's development. So from 2018 to 2022, 48 storybooks have been developed. Sample titles are there. I Lost Little Froggy Fred, Bilang Sampo, Amera's first birthday. Okay, so this year, 17 more storybooks are being developed to add to the 48 to come up with a total of 65. So it is also worth mentioning that storybooks not only benefit children, but also provide valuable resources for educators and parents. Teachers can use them as teaching aids to enhance their lessons and spark discussion in the classroom, while parents can utilize them as bonding with their children, exploring scientific phenomena together with nurturing a love for inquiry and exploration. Okay, the third slide is entitled
This is a
Capacitating
training program to capacitate our scholar graduates
10612 or Fast Track SNT Scholarship Act of 2013 that has been mentioned a while ago. So this scholarship is offered to third-year college students to pursue a degree in STEM and pursue a career in teaching high schools. So encouraging STEM graduates to teach in public elementary schools helps address this shortage by bringing in individuals with expertise and knowledge in these subjects. So this training will hone their pedagogical or instructional skills, considering that these students lack some units in education subjects that focus on teaching strategies. So this is done in various regions where we have a good number of scholars. So this year's training will be conducted in Caraga and Car regions. So these are just a few of the activities that we're doing. We're still doing a lot of teacher trainings all over the country and other educational resources that are being developed in partnership with other institutions. So that's all for the Science Education and Innovations Division.
Mentioned by Mr. Neil is a merge of both art and science to highlight the different phenomena in our society and emphasize how science is in everything we experience. Last May 31, we opened another season for Indie-Siyensya, which is still in partnership with the Film Development Council of the Philippines or FDCP, providing us platforms where we can... Next. Just like previous season, in the form of a documentary, highlight three important concepts: innovation, entrepreneurship, and sustainability, guided by the theme Sustain Innovation, harnessing science and technology towards a greener community. This theme will spotlight the efforts of using science and technology for sustainability, wealth creation, and protection. Next. Coming off from a very successful 6th season, we have made this year's Indie-Siyensya a bigger one. And good news is we have doubled the prizes for the winning consolation prizes to all those who will be chosen as the top 10 films. So the best film will receive 200,000, second best film 150,000, and the third best film will receive 100,000. And there will be 20,000 Viewers' Choice Award, and then other, this open for youth category and open category. Youth category, 18 years is open, 13 years old, and open category at least 19 years old. So the deadline for the submission of entries is by end of August this year. The continuous conduct and implementation of Indie-Siyensya demonstrates the commitment of the DOST-SEI in supporting and recognizing the outstanding work of filmmakers who contribute to the advancement of science and technology through film. And we, at the Institute, just can't wait to witness our youth show their passion for science and film through this competition. Thank you.
In-implement na relatively new program para daw may mapupuntahan, especially ang ating mga STEM scholars.
Miss Horizon Chaser ng Happy Morning News Online. May programa po ba tayo para doon sa mga scholars natin, ng mga breadwinner? Dahil siyempre po, paano sila, kahit scholar po sila, paano nila masuportahan yung kanilang mga pamilya kung sila din po ay tumutulong? Yun po ang nakikita ko po kasi mayroon po akong kilalang ganon. So, gustong maging scholar, problem, inaasahan po sila ng pamilya. So may ganun po ba tayong programa? And yung isa pang questions ko na rin po, yung COA natin, hindi po ba sila mahigpit sa budget kung sakaling dumami po yung ating mga scholars sa bansa? Thank you po.
Ang una kong sagot, dyan sa una mong tanong, may programa pa sa mga estudyante na breadwinners. Incidentally, ang scholarship program is to support their studies. So yung financial benefits nila, dapat gamitin yan sa pag-aaral. But the reality is, yung RA 7687 natin, or for poor families, majority of them are supporting their families through their stipends. So hindi kami makabigay ng additional stipend kasi yun lang talaga ang nasa batas, no, na mabigay natin. May mga intervention programs naman kami like ginagawa natin para masuportahan sila emotionally, socially. May mga formation programs and leadership programs kaming kinakandak nationwide para emotional, psychosocial problems. May mga university coordinators din tayo na mapupuntahan sila kung may mga problema. And in fact, iba nating mga scholarship staff, kung wala ng pera ang mga bata, nagpapautang pa. That's really a reality. Or like, may mga regions naman or provinces na proactive. Like in Bohol, may Scholars Association sila, may fund sila dyan na pagkukulangin ng bata, nagpapautang sila. So, malaki naman ang support na binibigay ng mga scholarship coordinators and staff natin, plus yung mga Scholars Association na organized na sa buong Pilipinas. Gamitin mo lang sa maayos at hindi ka nag-deviate sa policy, wala kang problema. In terms of funding naman, incidentally, SEI is one of those DOST agencies na talagang napaka-generous ng gobyerno sa atin. Kung anong hinihingi ng SEI, binibigay nila. Basta ibigay mo din kung anong output ang gusto nila. In fact, I think among the DOST agencies, we have the biggest budget.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ma'am,
Hindi
is that...
lang estudyante. Yung youth category, yun sa student category. So dalawa pong category siya. So pwede po.
Ino-orient sila na kung maganda ang mga proposals nila, these three councils can actually give funding for them to do research sa kanilang mga universities or to do start-up as much as 5 million pagbalik nila para gumawa sila ng mga laboratories. So maganda ang mga opportunities for them, and most of these scholars may funding institutions. In other words, bago sila pumunta above considered ng merit. But ang 300,000 na yan is not even rich na, no? 60% goes talaga sa mga poor. However, pag hindi na fill upan itong mga slots na kasi hindi tumanggap, hindi kinuha ng mga merit yung kanilang slot, nagde-devise kami ng special programs for poor children para maging inclusive ang ating programa. Like for example, we have the Bangon Marawi program. Nung nagyera sa Marawi, ang daming mga bata hindi makabalik sa schools nila. So pumunta kami doon, in-identify itong mga bata, and then binigyan ng orientation. Siyempre to some extent by criteria kasi mahirap din na bigay ka lang ng bigay, no? And then through the help of MSU Marawi and MSU Iligan Institute of Technology,
Parang wala
binigyan-
lang ang hindi nakagraduate. Ang dami, may tatlo pa nga gumraduate na magna cum laude, mga 19 na cum laude. So in other words, with proper intervention, makapasa sila. May mentoring din kasi hindi lang money, no? So, meron din kami, nag-put up kami ng Learning Resource Center, nag-coordinate kami sa faculty na kung may difficulty, bigyan ng a little bridge or mentoring. At kami mismo may mga intervention programs. And then, meron din kaming scheme na, for example, tinitingnan namin sa buong Pilipinas, we have 1,665 municipalities. May mga municipality ba dyan na walang scholars? Para ma-democratize ang programa, finifilter namin, tinitingnan ilan ang kumuha sa area na yan na walang passer. So kahit walang pumasa dyan, tinitingnan namin ang top 5 scorers. At sila ini-elevate namin, ina-identify namin, gawin ng scholars para may scholars sa lugar na yan. Provide intervention. And another, so that is one way of filtering na siguradong ma-democratize, ma-spread ang scholarship throughout the country. May bago kaming program ngayon na Best in IP. Yun naman is for indigenous people, no? I-implement namin this year. So, tinignan din namin yung database. Meron ba tayong mga applicants na IP na hindi pumasa? Identify din namin yan kung ilan sila and then give them outright grant. Consider them scholars.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so we're down to one last question. Guys, later on, we will give you an...
Sa ngayon, yung number 1 talaga namin is on yung liquidation sa POA. I think that's the general problem natin, no? Kasi ang pondo, pinapadala namin sa partner universities or sa state colleges and universities except for the National Capital Region na diretso kami nagbibigay sa bata. So, kasi ang programa, hindi lang tuition ang binabayaran namin or stipend. Meron din silang dissemination grant. Like for example, magpunta abroad o para mag-present ng paper kasi we're encouraging that. Sagot pa yan ng SEI yung kanilang pamasahe at hotel for our graduate scholars. At they have to liquidate. Pero minsan, problema din yan, ano? Releases, like, palaging may complaint noon na delayed stipend. Pero ngayon, halos wala na tayong delay kasi na-address na namin yan, no? Paano namin in-address? Nagkakaroon kami ng subsequent meeting with finance officers of all partner universities, including state colleges and universities, at tinutulungan din namin sila paano ma-fast track ang pag-release ng financial benefits. Kasi may COA ruling tayo, twice a year lang kami nagpapadala sa universities ng pera. Pero ang ruling natin is kung hindi nila ma-liquidate, hindi ka pwede mag-release. Kaya pag hindi sila nag-liquidate, hindi kami magre-release, oftentimes madelay ang stipend ng bata. Ang ginagawa namin ngayon, which tapos na ang first phase ng development, is my SMT Scholars Management Information System. Tapos na ang system na yan. I-try out na lang namin sa National Capital Region na ang release direkta na sa bata, hindi na dadaan sa mga universities. I think that can be the most pinakamaganda na solusyon na diretsyon na.
Dilemma din
Ano
ay
ang
yung
problema?
pag-conduct ng qualifying examination. So imagine if you have staff to conduct yung examination. So isang dilemma po siya. Now we are addressing that. We are gearing towards digitization. So expected po by, I think by next year, we can already pilot test, or before the year ends, we can already pilot test yung ating digitized exam. So yun naman po in response dun sa call ng ating mahal na secretary. Now we have to transform yung ating mga processes digitally. So yun po.
So, to summarize lang sinabi ni Peter, yung pinakamakatulong talaga sa amin is towards digital transformation. Application process, mapabilis. Releasing of financial benefits through digital transformation, mapabilis. And even the conduct of examination kasi kunti na lang ang face-to-face na digitized. Actually, tapos na yung exam namin na digitized. Pilot test na lang.
SEI is the tracking of the scholar graduates. I've been handling the project Tracer Study since 2008. yet the response rate is too low. So again, the digital transformation, the information system, and then the AI, those are very helpful in strengthening the tracking system of scholars. We've been doing a lot for this, and even during just 2 days ago, we had an NSCR-based exit survey, and we reminded them, and we had a commitment device that they need to update their career or their progress in terms of their employment career.
And then, for example, University of the Philippines, Diliman, nangangailangan ng mga researchers. No? So, dinideploy namin sila in government agencies na may research work. So, for example, kasi like yung Human Genome Center ng gobyerno na relatively new, well, it's a reality na sa gobyerno very limited talaga sila magbigay ng mga plantilla positions. But we need to do a lot of research. So, humingi sila ng tulong sa DOST. Ang counterpart namin dyan is if we have graduates ng expertise nila talaga is in molecular biology and human genome, then we deploy them there and SEI pays for their salaries. No? But renewable yan every year. So, yung commitment lang nila sa amin is they have to do publication, they have to do reports na makakatulong din sa ating bansa. Then, like UPLB also, ang dami nating researchers along agriculture, and even some DOST research institutes. Hindi kami binibigyan, no? So, the way to do it, I don't know kung paano kami mabigyan ng plantilla positions, but ang ginagawa na lang namin, nag-hire kami ng mga contract of service. We have more contract of service personnel than plantilla position personnel. So as far as our graduates, hindi talaga kami makahingi sa kanila ng plantilla positions.
Open for applications ay yung Junior Science and Technology Scholarships.
Junior Level Science Scholarship Program or JLSS. Open kami niyan. Nag-start na siyang mag-open last June 5, I think.
Okay. May quota po ba yung pag-apply dito sa JLS?
Wala namang quota for as long as they are qualified. Kaya lang, ang quota dyan is yung number of passers na binibigyan, no? So I think nakalimit lang. Unlike the undergraduate na mga 11,000, dito 2,000 lang slots.
Tapos paano yun, ma'am? Can you walk us through? Kasi halimbawa, I'm a junior college student. Di ba, yun, ma'am? Or
Ganito yan. So they take the exam September or October, patapos pa lang sila ng second year. So, i-release ang kasi nag-shift kasi tayo ng calendar eh. So, magiging third year sila. Like, depende sa opening ng school year for the university. It can be August, it can be September, or it can be October, whichever, no? Kumuha sila ng exam, or nag-apply sila, yung iba dyan second year, yung iba dyan pa third year. But once we announce the scholarship, kasi late nga ang application dahil dati June ang opening, ngayon nag-shift tayo, no? So, ma-release yan ang names nila na qualifiers sila either last week of November or by first week of December. Pero ang stipend nila retroactive yan. Like for example, nag-start ang school year nila ng August, i-release yan from August, September, October, November, December. 5 months yan retroactive.
okay. Paano, ma'am, kung ang course ko ay halimbawa communications? It's not a priority program.
Yeah.
So ano po ba yung mga courses na eligible yung scholarship?
Basta along science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and allied fields. Pero yung mga humanities, communication, hindi siya priority area. Sa graduate area, I think included na ngayon ang science communication.
So pwede ba yun, ma'am, mag-shift ako just to get into the scholarship?
Hindi. Kasi dapat naka-align ka na sa ganitong area bago ka mag-apply. And then, ang nare-require na lang namin bago ma-release, bago namin talaga i-approve na scholar ka, is a certification na third year college ka na.
Sino-sino pa po ba ang dapat nating katuwang sa programa na to? magiging katuwang ng inyong ahensya
Ang
para
katuwang,
mas lalo pong mapabilis yung serbisyo po natin?
ang katuwang namin, lahat ng local government agencies na yan ay talagang nagpa-partner kami dyan. Then, ang DOST regional offices naman, we have 16 regions in the country. Pati yung BARM, nagmi-meeting kami ng kanilang mga, mga leaders dyan. Kasi nakasalalay talaga ang implementation ng scholarship sa mga regional coordinators at regional offices natin. Starting 3 years old pa lang, may ginagawa na kami hanggang maging scholar 47 storybooks na from 3 years old to 6 years old, 6 to 8. Binibigay natin yan sa mga kindergarten school, sa mga parents, sa mga paaralan para magamit na resource materials para sa mga parents din. Para makita nila ng science pala, hindi naman yan napakahirap or to encourage even children to like science. Then sa mga teachers workshop natin, nakafocus yan sa student-centered learning. 'Di ba dati yung mag-aral tayo ng science, nagme-memorize lang tayo. Hindi na yan ngayon. Hands-on learning at nakafocus na sa bata. Mas maganda, mas sexy na approach. And then, we popularize science through our science promotion activities. Kaya science communication is really very important.
Can you let parents know, ma'am, how important science and technology is in our world today? Kasi yung iba po, hindi nila masyadong naiintindihan kung gaano ka-importante yung agham.
Yeah. So siguro challenge din yan sa Science Innovation Education Division natin na aside from producing these storybooks for children, ano pang mga activities na ma-engage din ang parents at maintindihan nila kung paano nila na maintindihin sa kanilang mga anak na importante talaga ang science sa araw-araw na pamumuhay.
It's every day, di ba?
Yes. And another activity na gagawin ng DOST ngayon, of course, SEI is very active there. We will be having the first DOST National Youth Science, Technology and Innovation Festival. Parang counterpart ito ng National Science and Technology. Pero dito naman, nakafocus sa pambata. Criteria ko, sabi ko, lahat ng i-exhibit yan, lahat ng mga activities niyan, pambata. Kasi ang NSTW naman is for general public. But this time, nakafocus sa mga bata talaga para mas ma-entice sila. And we will be inviting you. This will be held on October 25 to 28. 4 na araw yan. May mga students competition from high school, may mga storytelling tayo for 3 years old up. May mga innovation competition naman for college students. May robotics kasi nag-sponsor din kami ng robotics competition, no? So film competition meron din, and ang daming mga ang dami paano ang science, no? Kahit sa pagkain natin, no? Paano magluto, may science yan dyan. Sa paglinis ng katawan, pagising mo sa umaga, naliligo ka, no? Dapat sabon, bakit So, napaka-importante talaga, no? Yung pagising mo pa lang, inom ka ng tubig. Bakit importante ang tubig? No? Bakit kakakain ng vegetables? Ano ang nandyan? That's science. Sa pagluluto, bakit hindi ka mas maganda na i-lessen mo yung oil dyan? Ano ba ang nandyan? So, and then keeping yourself healthy. And then bakit importante maglakad, no? Kasi ngayon ang mga bata tayo ayaw natin maglakad, but then if you are in the US nga ngayon, hindi na sila nagpe-prescribe ng gamot sa diabetic or high blood sugar. Sasabihin lang nila, even in Japan, I have some friends there, maglakad ka lang, lakad ka ng lakad. Kasi na-metabolize, nababurn ang energy, nababurn ang sugar, you don't need to take medicine, maglakad ka. But we have to really, akala natin fun lang yung pag-exercise. No, it is really to make you healthy. So kung maintindihan ng bata ang gano'n na mga konsepto, then practical yan na application. Sa akin siguro ganun pa kasi mostly ang appreciation ng science or ang science people natin napaka-technical. So, hindi pa masyadong maintindihan. Kaya science communication is really very important. General public, it's also important sa mga policy makers natin, sa mga congressmen, sa mga senators, para mabigyan tayo ng budget, maintindihin sila. The way din, isa sa mga strategies na ginawa ko din para ma-increase ang budget ng SEI, gumamit ng data, no? Ilan na ba ang human resource natin, ilan pa ang kailangan, ilan ang budget na binibigay nyo, kung ganito lang ang budget, hindi natin talaga mapausad. So, in simple language lang ba na maintindihan nila, they can appreciate it and they will support you. So, science communication is really important. Kahit yung pagputok lang ng volcano or yung mga earthquake natin, or yung mga tsunami, ano ba yan, no? So, yung mga flooding, dapat ma-simplify natin na maintindihan ng ordinaryong tao.
Yung pinaka-challenge po ng SEI, ano po yun? At yung mga scholars ba natin o pati yung mga gobyerno, lahat? Paki-detalye lang po.
Ako, kung sa government side, hindi challenge yun kasi kung ano hinihingi natin, binibigay ang pera. Kasi we have the data. Kaya ini-emphasize namin sa scholars na sumagot kayo ng ating mga tracer studies kasi nakasalalay dyan ang futuro ng scholarship program natin. Kung nakita naman ng mga policy makers, congressmen at senators kasi sila ang nag-approve ng budget natin, na may nangyayari talaga sa program. Like for example, saan ang mga scholars, nagtatrabaho ba, paano ba sila nagka-contribute to nation building. Kung mapakita mo na maganda ang programa, walang question sa budget, they will give it. Ang challenge talaga namin is yung sa SEI is yung kanina, pero nasagot na yung may problema tayo on SEI management of funds and then pagbibigay ng exams. Ang solution dyan is digital transformation, which we are currently doing. I think ang pinaka-challenge namin din na yung kulang na plantilla positions and we are working on that. Sana mabigyan kami kasi 3 times, 4 times nag-increase ang programa, not only sa scholarship pero sa iba pang areas. And then, yung number of plantilla positions, parehas lang din.
Ngayon for 2024,
for 2024, in-approve na yung net expenditure program namin. When you say na-approve na ang NEP, parang yun na yun ang budget ninyo, no? And depende na lang sa Congress, may mga Congress hearings pa kami and Senate hearings, but based sa experience naman, hindi naman nila binabawasan. For 2024, it's 7.2 billion pesos.
sapat yun, ma'am, sa tingin nyo? Or and then, nitong 2023, magkano ba ngayon? 7 point din ba ganun?
Parang 6.9 tayo or 7 billion tayo this year. The same lang, almost the same. Hindi na kami humingi pa ng more than that because challenge din ang absorptive capacity. Yun bang how to monitor, how to implement the programs with the limited human resources we have at SEI. Parang naabot na namin yung saturation namin na doon. But of course, sabi ko sa mga bata dito, we will look for means na by next year or within the next 3 years, mag-increase pa rin yung ating numbers of scholars supported. Ang chinus namin ngayon is not to increase the scholars kasi may mga gumraduate ahead of time because of yung engineering natin naging 4 years na eh. So, in other words, may mga slots tayong bakante na pwede pa sana kung gusto natin yung 11,000, gawin nating 15,000. But we opted na hindi namin gawin yung scheme na yan. Ang inopt namin is that yung ibang slots na yan na hindi na na-convert, may pera, hindi na namin idagdag pa sa additional slots, i-increase muna namin ang stipend.
Ma'am,
Ang CHED is member ng ating technical working group, no? And advisory 1-2 na yan, na kasama din natin ang CHED sa implementation dyan. And DepEd pala. So, nagbibigay kami ng scholarship sa R8 and 612, junior level yan. Pagka-graduate ng bata, may plantilla position yan sa CHED. So, hindi namin alam kung may need pa ba for K-12 teachers kasi mga 5 years ng implementation ng program. Kaya nagpakanda kami ng study ng external group and we will be having a roundtable discussion sa July 3 para ma-assess natin i-continue pa ba ang program na to? Baka may oversupply na tayo ng STEM teachers or kulang pa ba? Kasi we cannot, unless we have the data, we cannot implement a decision to improve the program or dapat na ba isarayan or what. No? So, magkaroon kami ng roundtable discussion. May study kaming pinagawa sa external group to evaluate the program kung kailangan pa natin yung STEM teacher or hindi. But when it comes to our MS and PhD graduate program in STEM education, dumadami naman sila, no? In fact, nag-increase tayo ng delivering institutions. Marami namang teachers ang gusto na mag-pursue ng MS and PhD. Primarily, number 1, because kailangan yan sa promotion. And of course, para ma-improve din yung methods of teaching. Although sa Philippines, not only in the Philippines but in many countries, problema din talaga ang pagturo ng STEM because of the emerging technologies. Ngayon napaka-popular ng AI, Internet of Things. But here in the Philippines, ilang schools lang ba or ilang regions na mabilis ang internet facilities natin? Because of the pandemic, napabilis din yung changing the mode of teaching into blended. Hindi lang face-to-face, kundi may online pa. In other advanced countries, wala pang pandemic, ginagawa na yan eh. Like in Singapore, para hindi magbiyahe ang bata, malesan ang traffic, ilang araw lang sila sa school, para may araw talaga yan nasa bahay sila. Blended. So, ngayon dahil sa pandemic, nag-blended ang Pilipinas. Dati face-to-face, nag-blended tayo. Education, ang blended or yung online, kasi nga yung internet facilities natin hindi stable or hindi nga maganda sa ibang area.
Ko lang yung kay Red na sa teaching personnel ng DepEd, isa kasi sa problema
Napakagandang
is yung
programa ng
ranking.
RA 10612 na yan kasi kung ilan ang i-produce namin, ganun din ang plantilla item. Before pa mag-graduate ang bata, humihingi na ang DepEd ng plantilla items because nasa batas yan, they cannot do away, no? At saka tulong din sa kanila. So far, in a few years time na in-implement ang program, over 3,000 scholars namin ang na-hire na ng DepEd.
In science major.
In science and math. Ang RA 10612 na hindi covered sa batas na yan na dapat i-hire ng DepEd, gumagawa kami ng recommendation letter. And so far, lahat naman na recommended namin, tinatanggap ng DepEd. In-encourage ko yung ating mga kabataan na mag-apply at mag-avail sa DOST-SEI Scholarship Program. Hindi lang ito malibre ang tuition nyo or mabigyan kayo ng monthly stipend, pero itong scholarship talaga is a package of opportunities. Unang-una, mas madali kayong ma-hire pag nasa curriculum vitae nyo, sabi dyan, DOST scholar ka. Number 2, pag mag-apply ka ng graduate studies, kahit katatapos mo lang mag-graduate ng college or university, pag gusto mo mag-MS ka agad, pag nakita naming application mo na undergraduate scholar ka, sigurado mabigyan ka ng MS scholarship, for continuing studies. So, at saka marami kaming mga intervention programs and other activities na hindi lang academics, but also to encourage holistic development of the scholar. So, maraming mga activities ang
Sweldo po.
ang sweldo.
When they work. Nabanggit nyo kanina 60,000, entry
No.
level?
Ang sweldo naman na yan, that is for career incentive program. Meron kaming career incentive program sa mga MS and PhD scholars natin, MS and PhD scholars lang, hindi undergraduate scholars. So, hinahire kayo ng SEI kung wala pa kayong permanent jobs, MS and PhD scholars natin, at dinideploy sila sa mga research institutions, government research institutions, or academe para gumawa ng research, Yung MS graduates natin, nagtatanggap sila ng more or less mga 60,000 per month, at ang PhD scholars natin, almost 90,000 kasi salary grade 24 na yan sa PhD, 22, at ang MS natin salary grade 19.
Ma'am, ang laki, 60 to 90, sorry.
Okay.
Pero yun nga, research and development yung ginagawa nila. So far kasi, before pa recently may question the research daw ng research, pero ano yung nagiging development, parang wala naman daw. Ano yung basis natin? Nararamdaman ba ng Pilipinas o ng normal na publiko itong mga research o ng mga scholars natin, MS and PhD?
Ay, malaking tulong. Like for example nag-pandemic. Hindi natin alam, ang sakit mo ba ay COVID ba yan o trangkaso lang? Nag-develop tayo ng mga testing kits, napabilis nga So that's the product of research and development. Lahat ng mga, for example, sa mga palay, sa mga crops, paano sila maging healthy, paano lalaki yung ating produkto. Hindi yan immediately na ma-harvest mo, pero mag-research ka muna, So lahat ng mga technologies or mga ginagamit na nating applications, ang proseso niyan pinag-aaralan. At dyan po research. Walang bansa na umangat dahil tumanim lang or na gumawa ng ganito, pinag-aaralan yan. Kaya in other countries, nag-i-invest talaga sila sa science and technology human resources.
So napakahalaga po talaga.
Napakahalaga. Like for example, sa Singapore, which is a very small country, they have 8,000 researchers and engineers per million population. Japan, we have 5,000. At medyo malayo-layo and we're going there, nag-invest sila. Kasi sino ang mag-develop ng products or processes kung hindi sila gagawa ng research?
Alright, ma'am, gaano katagal po sila nagbabayad sa gobyerno?
May tinatawag tayong return service, no? Hindi sila nagbabayad sa gobyerno. That is a wrong concept, no? Ang return service naman ay nagsasabi kung ilang taon ka nag-enjoy ng scholarship, for example, 4 na taon kang scholar sa undergraduate, dapat magtrabaho ka sa Pilipinas ng at least 4 years din. It's just working in the country, no? But you can work in government, you can work in private, you can even be an entrepreneur working for the country, no? Working here kasi kung nagtatrabaho ka sa lugar mo or sa Pilipinas, nagko-contribute kayo sa national development.
Ano mangyayari sa kanila kung hindi po nila yun gawin, hindi nila tapusin?
Unang-una, yung mga instances lang na hindi nila tinatapos is they will go abroad, no? Hindi sila makasik ng final clearance sa amin. So, ang final clearance naman yan, kailangan lang yan, pag kumuha ka ng mga NBI clearances, hihingi talaga sila ng clearance. Kasi nandyan sa database namin kung pangalan mo, ay nasubmit namin yan sa NBI. So, mahit ka pag wala kang clearance.
Kaya kailangan talaga nila mag-servisyo muna. So, magbabayad sila.
But they can also leave the country for as long as may temporary clearance. Nagbibigay din naman kami ng temporary clearance for whatever reason.
Depende po pala sa reason nila.
Thank you po.
Alright, so dito po nagtatapos itong ating DOST-SEI Media Conference dito sa PICC Pasay City na kung saan naging matagumpay itong mga pahayag ni Dr. Josette Biyo, ang ating director ng DOST-SEI, at nasagot ang mga katanungan ng ating mga kasama sa mamamahayag dito sa ating bansa. At malaking bagay nga ito na maintindihan ng ating mga scholars kung ano-ano mga programa na naaayon po dito sa kanila. At nilinaw kung gaano kahalaga yung sensya at teknolohiya dahil ito nga ay kaakibat sa ating pang-araw-araw ng ating pamumuhay, bagaman mukhang akala mo ay hindi ganun kaseryoso at hindi natin ito siniseryoso. At kung pansinin natin ay talaga namang totoo na malaking tulong ang sensya at teknolohiya, lalo na nung panahon ng global pandemic at buong mundo ay gumana itong ating R&D or Research and Development, at sila nga ang malaking susi para po maintindihan natin ang lahat ng mga bagay ngayon na nagaganap sa ating mundo at lalo na dito sa ating bansa. Kaya tuloy-tuloy lamang na maging masigasig itong ating mga scholars at madagdagan ito yung panawagan ng DOST-SEI at ang mga ahensya na kaakibat po nito. Alright, so congratulations muli sa ating mga scholarship sa ating bansa. Ang inyong lingkod nag-uulat, Miss Horizon Chaser, pa-like and subscribe. I love you all.
So, Horizon?
Nangangailangan ko ng tulong ng federasyon.
Happy morning, Miss Horizon Chaser, and I thank you for continuing to cover science, technology, and please continue to do that. And we hope that we'll be able to work together on this.
Happy morning, Miss Horizon. Thank you very much for coming.
Happy morning, Miss Horizon from Muntinlupa National High School.
Miss Horizon, kailangan ka maghanda kasi ang ating Pilipinas ay pwedeng bisitahin Bagyo, Lindol, pagsabog ng bulkan at tsunami. Maghanda ka at palitinin ng mga mahal sa buhay at isama mo na yung mga listeners.
Good morning, Miss Horizon.
Good morning, Miss Horizon Chaser.
Happy morning.
Happy morning, Miss Horizon Chaser.
Happy morning, Horizon Chaser. Miss Horizon.
Good morning, Miss Horizon.